spy thriller. Please welcome Nicole Kidman and Zoe Saldana.
How are you? It's both. Well, you've just arrived, ladies. Thank you so much for joining us. I know you've just literally arrived at the BBC and straight.
Yeah, we were running in here.
So thank you so much. Well,
but we're good at it. We're like, okay, go.
We did it. We made it. The new television series looks brilliant. Special Ops Lioness is based on a US military operation. We'll start with you, Nicole. What can you tell us about a lioness? Because here, of course,
it's football.
It's football, you see.
Or soccer, whatever you want to call it. But our England football team are called Lioness.
Yeah,
the women's team.
The women's team.
Oh,
so in terms of this programme, what is a lioness then?
Well, in this program, they're military, women in the military who are working for the CIA, who are undercover, and you follow their life story in terms of their family, their work, their career, the stresses of that. I don't play a lioness. I play the woman that runs the Lioness program, and I produce the show. And say something, Zoe.
I will. The show centers around Joe, who
is Zoe?
Who it's played by myself, and I must have been probably the first lioness that Nicole's character Caitlin trained and prepared, and it is her program, and I run the program, and my job is to follow what Caitlin tells me to do, and I basically find young Navy SEALs or women that are in service that have great qualifications, and I train them and I put them through the whole Lioness program, and it's a whole program around espionage. And Taylor was deeply inspired by the women in service, and he felt that it was just time to tell their stories in a form of celebration and appreciation for their work. And
entertainment.
And entertainment for sure. And
it's entertaining.
Absolutely. And you follow Jo and how she wrestles with the toll that this life that she's chosen, how it takes a toll on her personal life at home and her family and her marriage, but also how she's just unwilling to let a program like this down and let someone like Caitlin down, and fulfill a mission, which is at the end of the day, doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman, that's the sole purpose of people in service.
You know what, Zoe, you've starred in some of the biggest blockbusters of modern times. I mean, Avengers, Guardians of the Galaxy, Avatar, just to name a few. But is this something, because they're all very sci-fi, aren't they? Is this something that's a little bit different for you then?
It was very different. If anything, it was actually more aligned with my life, not because I serve in the military, but I do believe that as entertainers, I do live a life of some sort of service, you know, for the public. But being a full-time mom and a full-time career woman does take its toll. So when Taylor approached me and he sent me the pilot and he told me that Nicole was attached to produce with him, obviously everything in paper just sounded like a dream come true. And I did what every actor that's super insecure does. I self-sabotaged, I said no, and I walked away for a full year. And then it just kept lingering, you know, just the thought of being a part of a Taylor Sheridan project and working, you know, with one of my giants, and I called him a year later, and the thing about Taylor is that he never answers your text message. I know, you're a pretty tall lady, but he never answers your text message unless it's super duper convenient for him. So I was like, hey, about your show, did you cast it? And immediately I received a text back, and he was like, we're just waiting for you, silly. And so 6 months later, we were basically in Baltimore shooting.
Well, it's quite comforting to hear Zoe Saldana say that she also feels a little bit insecure sometimes. I feel so much better. Let's have a look.
We all do.
Let's have a look at the two of you in action.
Are you close?
Closer than we've ever been.
Contract agent or a lioness?
Lioness, sir.
We locate the wives and daughters of high-value targets, and we place an operative close to them, and we kill the target.
If we play this right, it is over before it's begun.
Her cover's low!
I can't do this. You need to remember what you're fighting for.
I'm all over that.
We were instantly invested. Now then, Nicole, a question for you. on
Oh,
Twitter.
this sounds serious.
You're good.
What makes your character in Special Ops Lioness different from the other characters that you've played? What type of character
this
is
was
she?
the situation where I wanted to come in and produce with Taylor Sheridan because I wanted to see how he does his work. He's an amazing writer. And so when I was talking to him about it, I said, well, maybe write me a role as well, Taylor, in terms of not a pivotal role, but not a leading role. Because I didn't, I'm also juggling kids and my husband and all sorts of things. So to be able to produce
feel your pain,
and then I was like, I can't do
having this chat.
what?
Oh, so that sounds like my wife, juggling the kids, me, like...
Yeah.
We are
Well,
we're a
I mean,
nightmare.
you
I get it.
definitely
Yeah.
are important. And so that's how it all started. And then suddenly Taylor writes dialogue for you that is extraordinary. And it was so fun to be able to get in there. And she works under the head of the CIA.
Yeah.
She runs this Lioness program, and it's very, very important to her that it succeeds because it is women and it's hers. And the thing that was fascinating about the character for me is the way in which these women can compartmentalize.
Yes.
There's a certain structure to the brain and the wiring of the brain that is very different to mine. But it's the ability, particularly with Caitlin, to be able to strategically know exactly what she needs, what she wants out of a situation, and never to react emotionally to something. Yeah. And that is fascinating
Gosh,
to me.
I wish I was more Caitlin.
Yeah. Well, she
we all
has
do.
problems because of it. But it's
right.
an interesting personality, which I think they do the screening for personalities for
They
this.
do, they do.
It's because you have to have a particular personality to do this job. I don't qualify. I'm just telling you.
Don't either.
No.
Do you know
But
what?
I'm fascinated by people that do.
Honestly, we've seen a bit of it. It is brilliant. Morgan Freeman also in it. He was going to come tonight. We gutted he couldn't make it last minute, but it is fantastic. It's on Paramount. Paramount Plus on Sunday, the 23rd of July.
It is indeed.
But I have to ask you, Nicole.
Yes.
Paddington 3. We're obsessed, right? In our house, we're obsessed. So you were kind of the villain in Paddington 1, then Hugh Grant. Now, Hugh Grant has said he would be happy to do a double villain team with you.
Oh, yeah.
Are you in?
I would love to.
There you
Neither
go.
of us have been asked, but
You have to do
but
it.
we've always said, wouldn't that be fascinating for us to meet that way?
See?
I
But
think
you've said
I
it
would
now on the
kill
one
him.
show, so now it's happening.
Love it.
There we go.
Brilliant.
I'd beat
Done
him.
Easy.
I'd have him down on the ground.
I don't doubt you.
OK, right, it's time now to welcome two more guests to our sofa. It's the stars of the brilliant Good Omens, the angelic Michael Sheen and the demonic David Tennant.
Come on, what a
Hello,
Looking sharp.
Come
Sit
and
down.
take a seat, gentlemen.
hello. Thank you.
What's a sofa?
Well, this is lovely for a Monday, isn't it?
It's a lovely way to
What a
spend a
Monday.
Monday night, isn't it?
Nice start to the week for us all.
I was excited to
Lovely.
see you both.
Likewise.
Now, Good Omens, I mean, people loved the first series. It's back for a second. If there's anybody watching who didn't see the first one, they don't know what we're talking about. Go on, Michael, fill them in.
I play an angel
Yep.
on Earth
Yeah.
to do angel things.
I play a demon. I'm Hell's emissary on Earth.
Yeah. And we decide that it's a lot easier if we team up because it saves on shoe leather.
Yeah.
So we come to an arrangement
Yeah.
and then we realise that we actually quite like it on Earth.
Yeah.
And we don't really want to deal with our respective head offices. And in season 1, we save the world from the apocalypse. Season 2...
But get excommunicated by our respective.
Yes.
All right, yeah. Of
Yes.
course.
So- exactly.
Yeah, they
So,
disown you.
yeah. So season 2 picks up. We're now...
We're at liberty.
Yeah, I'm in my bookshop, having lovely meals and watching lovely shows.
Perfect.
And hanging out with my best buddy here.
I'm living in my car, unfortunately, because my apartment came with a job.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then John Hamm turns up naked at my bookshop
Yep.
in Soho one day with no memory.
Right.
And so the mystery begins.
Yes.
Yeah, the plot twist. We know what, we've got a clip. So
Okay.
let's
Right.
see what you two
I
get
don't
up
understand
in.
why he's not on the couch.
Oh, no.
Well, exactly. No, nor me. I think everyone's asking the same thing.
Everyone,
Nicole, to be honest.
apparently there's a BBC rule that you have to be clothed. So it was
that
having
would
none of
push
it.
Monday over the edge.
Yeah.
Let's see the clip.
Let's see the clip.
I'm back.
I can see that.
The Archangel Gabriel has disappeared.
Ah, Gabriel!
He's in trouble. We need to hide him from everybody. Heaven, hell, we do it together.
Together.
While we figure out what's actually going on.
I think I may have just started a war.
Oh, hell won't like that.
When I said that line in the scene, I knew it would be in the trailer. Do you know when you sometimes
Yeah.
go,
Yeah,
this is
That's
a trailer
the
line?
one.
And I got really nervous. I couldn't do it. I had to keep doing it over and over again.
Well, I'm looking for something to watch. I'm watching that.
Yes.
Yeah,
Good
we've
Omens.
sorted that out for you.
Yeah.
Lucy.
I like how you were like, yeah, that's the one.
What, yeah?
What film have you done?
July 28th.
I've seen this
Oh,
film.
well done.
July 28th.
I remember that.
Okay, you watch ours and we watch yours.
Deal, deal.
It's a deal, guys.
We're in. We're in.
Look at this.
Very good.
Oh,
Very
getting on
Left.
beautifully. This is the thing. At the heart of Good Omens is this unlikely friendship between you two. But in real life, so you filmed it, you didn't know each other, and then they clicked. Look at them. They joined at the hip now. They do everything.
true.
You even had babies at the same time.
We did.
Your wife posted this picture of you two leaving the hospital.
Yeah.
Look at that.
That's
Look at
look how
Get
in
out.
tune we are with each
An
other.
Asian demon and a couple of babies.
And now those two little babies are nearly 4.
Yeah.
And they send each other little video messages.
They do.
Yeah.
Well, they're babies of the pandemic, so that's how they think everyone communicates.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because then you went on to do
Zooming.
stage together.
Yeah.
Have
We
you
did.
seen that?
No.
Right,
I've
wasn't
seen
on
him on
stage
telly
stage
to
before.
watch.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
What are you guys
Frost
doing on
Nixon.
stage right now? Like touring on
No, it's
stage?
a
No. It was a
TV
TV
show.
series
Called
called
Stage.
Stage
Oh,
that we
Jesus.
did over Zoom.
Yeah.
So we could work from our own houses.
Yeah.
Wait,
How
you
about
guys
that?
are awesome.
Yeah,
We've done
they're
3 series of
They're
it.
extremely clever.
Didn't have to leave the house.
Insane.
Yeah.
I have to watch it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're great. Now, Michael, apparently you turned down the opportunity to play David's character. Arguably, got a better wardrobe, I have to say. Is it something that you're regretting right now?
He
or
gets
not?
all the best clothes. No, Neil Gaiman, who wrote the book that it's based on with Terry Pratchett, I've been friends with Neil for years. And so when we first started talking about the project, we sort of both kind of, for some reason, assumed that I would play this one character.
Oh.
And then as he started writing the scripts, I was like, that's not the character. I'm not going to play that. So I felt kind of bad about saying that to Neil. And Neil was sort of feeling, because he was thinking the same thing, feeling bad about saying it to me. So it all came out.
Yeah.
And then eventually it made way for the Tenant
In like
to
flame.
emerge.
He came in his lovely outfit.
And his slinky
Changed a
hips.
lot.
Have you two ladies ever done a film or a TV series where you've played a character and you absolutely love the outfit and have snuck it home afterwards? Go on.
Oh my God, I
Go
bet you
on.
have.
I'm on.
Moulin
it.
Rouge. Please say Moulin Rouge.
Oh, no, I couldn't wear I was like, get me out of this.
We're everything that we're talking about.
I never want to wear this corset again. But no, a lot of times
I mean,
when I
Big
do...
Little Lies, you had some nice outfits in that.
Oh.
Yes, but I think sometimes you get emotionally, like there's certain things where you go, I don't want to wear that because it reminds me of that. I did take the coat from Undoing.
Did you?
The green coat,
Yes, that was a
which
beautiful
was
coat.
pretty special, but I have not worn it because I would feel embarrassed.
Oh, enough time has
It'd be like,
passed.
and she's now wearing the wardrobe. She can't go out and afford to buy something. So, yeah, but I also think, don't you find that if you're emotionally involved, somehow the wardrobe then becomes, no, I can't put this on because then I'm pulled
Well,
back.
souvenir.
I kept the bow and arrow from Neytiri and Avatar, and I use that to shoot my children and my husband all the time. Every time they don't have their broccoli or he doesn't take out the garbage. I'm joking.
Seems quite extreme.
I'm joking.
You are?
It's very extreme, very extreme.
Eat
I'm so sorry. No,
Tough love.
I've never kept anything from, and I've tried to keep some kind of souvenir. I never remember to. I never dared to. I always feel that I'm infringing on something, so I never do it.
David, you're returning to Doctor Who. We had Catherine Tate on a couple of weeks ago.
Oh, yes.
So we spoke to her about it all. Now, she said it was like slipping back into a comfy pair of slippers, didn't she?
She did.
Was it the same for you? He's like,
He's like, oh.
See, yeah. I mean, 15 years is quite a long time, and you do worry you won't be able to run fast enough anymore, but...
Is it 15 years ago?
15 years.
It's not, David. It can't
No, you're
be.
a lot older than you think you are.
Oh my God.
I was only 5.
I
was only 5 when I remember the David Tennant years. I was just a little nipper.
Small, very
Wasn't born.
No.
On the Doctor Who subject, watching that's what inspired you as a child, wasn't it? Watching Doctor Who. What about yourselves, Zoe and Nicole? You know, from like an actor, was there an actor that inspired you, or just something that wanted?
Or a teacher, maybe.
Something that was triggered, like I want to get into acting.
I mean, I actually grew up watching opera, and my parents would always take me to see theatre, so I always thought I'd be a theatre actor. And somehow then I segued into film, because I would see a lot of foreign films. I would go out and I would what we call in Australia WAG school. So I play hooky, and I would go and watch movies during the day.
Wow.
And I would dream of being in a Kubrick film, because the first film that I actually saw in a huge cinema in George Street at midday was Clockwork Orange, and I staggered out going, what have I just seen?
Wow.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Well, it worked.
Yeah.
It paid off. So that's why.
There you go.
Dream big.
Yeah.
Right?
Great message.
Did you tell him that when what did you say when you told him that?
Yeah, he was like,
Yeah.
Stanley's cool.
Whatever.
Very, very cool. Like his eyes would look at you, his owl eyes.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Wow.
And
Thank
he would
you
just,
both, by the way. And Good Omens series 2, starts on the 28th of July on Prime Video, and you can catch all 3 series of stage on iPlayer right now.
Well, we are covering a lot of accents on the show tonight. Look at this. But dialects, of course, can vary hugely, even within one area.
Can indeed.
People at home will be going, what do you call a bread roll, a back or a
cob?
Nicole Kidman was just saying Nadolig Llawen.
Yeah,
Go on. Nadolig Llawen. Merry Christmas and well.
Very good.
But Michael, you can verify this. I mean, even the both of us are from South Wales, and even within 20 minutes car journey, there'll be different dialects.
What, within
10
streets?
minutes.
Streets?
Within streets.
Really?
Yeah, you can tell where someone comes from, which end of town people come from. I know which end of town you come from.
Say no more.
That's always been very clear, Alex.
Always very clear.
So, what about yourself, quickly? You know, we're going for auditions. Have you ever had to produce an accent to get the role?
I did. I auditioned a long time ago for a film that Danny Boyle did called 28 Days Later. And I had to have an English accent. Obviously, I didn't get it, so maybe we know for a reason. The accent was horrible. It took me like a week to work with a dialect coach. And I remember I brought the dialect coach to the taping, and I was still living in New York. And I remember I would say a line, and he would just be in the background kind of going, no, you gotta do it again. I'm like, I'm never gonna get this job. I never did.
It has been such a fun show.
Amazing.
Thank you so much. It's over. It goes really quick.
We were only just getting started.
We've got to go. Lauren and I will be back tomorrow with Wham's Andrew Ridgeley, Pepsi and Shirley, and comedian Rosie John.
We'll take
See you later.
it.